This is Nddc Today.
One of the key mandates for us is to make sure that a thorough forensic audit is undertaken on Nddc.
As the governor of Nigeria, we met Mr. President. We told Mr. President there must be a surgical operation. We are in support of it.
It doesn't matter whose house is gone, because somebody has to speak out at some time in history.
The President has ordered a forensic audit, and that was the basis for which we emerged as an interim management committee. And we want to assure everyone in Nigeria, and indeed the Niger Delta, that our commonwealth will be accounted for.
The Nddc repositioning to perform better. The change agents are in place. The task has begun, reassessing priorities.
We're looking at rural development, and for me, it's about rural development.
We must do what is right. Whatever has been done wrong, we must correct it from here.
The President insists that every penny spent on any project in the Niger Delta must be well accounted for.
Identifying no-go areas.
And if you're going to be a contractor here, you have to build toilets for us. You're not just going to leave, take billions and walk away. We are interested in primary health. We're going to be able to say these people need to stay alive and healthy.
Setting the standards.
And so I'm calling on all Niger Deltans to stand up to protect our region.
The support is coming from everywhere.
But we really want to assure you guys that I think we will support you.
We're going to give you every support that you need.
Take it serious and carry out the proper audit of Nddc.
We want to make people see the Nddc as a social, responsible corporate entity in the interest of the people of Niger Delta.
This is the dream of the people of the Niger Delta.
The Nddc repositioning to perform better. This week on Nddc Today, Nddc kicks off audit, inaugurates Contracts Verification Committee. Inspection of Nddc projects in Edo State. What did the IMC see there? Nddc management donates medical equipment to Edo State government. Nddc donates medical supplies of cholera treatment in Anthony local government area of Rivers State. And Nddc engages stakeholders to boost primary health care in the Niger Delta region. This is Nddc Today. Hello. So all that we've been waiting for, the forensic audit is finally on the way. The IMC, the Interim Management Committee, has finally put together a monitoring group. First, they will go into all the states to verify all the contracts given in each state and to report on the level of progress or development of each of the contracts. Not only that, they're going to find out if the people submitting IPCs, that is, the instrument you use to show that you've done work and you're ready to be paid, if all the contracts for which IPCs are submitted are actually done or what progress they'll be at. Now, this is the beginning of the audit, and the Nddc management team is finally on the go. Inaugurating the committee at the Nddc headquarters in Port Harcourt, the acting managing director, Dr. Joy Nunye, said the exercise was a prelude to the forensic audit of the commission, ordered by President Muhammadu Buhari. Nunye stated that the verification was necessary because there were so many fake interim payment certificates, IPCs, being claimed by Nddc contractors.
There's so many fake IPCs all over the country, and so we're going to have our team go out to all the states to verify these projects and these contracts.
Dr. Joy Nunye emphasized that the NDDC had records of all the contracts that had been awarded by the Commission, and as such, anyone coming with a fake IPC would be arrested by the security agencies.
Anyone who comes with a fake IPC would be arrested instantly. We're going to have the police, DSS, and even the representatives of EFCC who have quite concluded to be there.
She advised Nigerians not to buy IPCs and contracts purported to emanate from the NDDC. The NDDC boss also observed that some non-governmental organizations, NGOs, which were not supposed to be profit-making, became contractors, contrary to the law regulating their activities.
We will also be inviting the NGOs to come for verification so that we know why we're involved in profit-making also.
Nunye thanked the governors of the NDDC mandate states that had set up committees to investigate the jobs done by the Commission's contractors in their various states, following the list of contracts given to them. She urged them to help to fish out dubious contractors claiming to have executed jobs that exist only on paper. She assured all contractors that did their jobs according to specifications that they would be paid after the verification exercise.
All those who did their jobs, met the standards, will be paid. They will all be paid.
The chairman of the verification committee and the executive director of project, Dr. Cairo Ajubo, thanked the NDDC boss for giving them the opportunity to serve. He assured that they would approach the assignment with diligence and thoroughness.
Let me also assure you, members that are involved in this team, that the Commission will do as much as possible to assure you of your security, give you adequate protection, and make sure that you are well protected to do your job.
The committee has the NDDC Director of Project Monitoring and Supervision, Engineer Dr. Emmanuel Audu Ohuagbora, as the Deputy Chairman, and the Director, Community and Rural Development, Mrs. Iyinge Numbere, as Secretary. So the orders of the Acting MD to the Contract Verification Committee is quite clear. Go, see, and report. If everything you see is as it should be, then the NDDC will pay, as the MD has promised, those contractors who have done everything that they should do to specification. Now, while that is going on, we saw that the MC is not just sitting on his oars waiting for this audit, they're also running quite successfully the affairs of the NDDC, which includes providing infrastructure and providing social amenities for the people of the Niger Delta. In that guise, the IMC recently visited Edo State to find out the state of the contracts there and, to say hello to the governor.
The inspection of NDDC's projects across the Niger Delta region by the head of the Interim Management Committee and Acting Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Bene Dr. Joy Nunye, and some directors of the Commission continued with a visit to Edo State. Also accompanying the NDDC team on the inspection is the member representing Ovia Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives and chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Legislative Compliance, Honorable Dennis Idahosa. After paying a courtesy call on the governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, at the government house in Benin City, the NDDC inspection team proceeded to inspect some of its roads and projects it listed as completed, abandoned, failed, and ongoing, located in the state. The inspection took the NDDC team to several project sites, including the Benin Egelegele Road, St. Saviour's Road, Benin Township Roads, and Limit Road. At the 35-kilometer Benin Egelegele Road, It was observed that the project, which was said to have been completed some years back, according to available records at the NDDC, was actually in a terrible state of disrepair, making driving experience for road users a hellish one.
It's very sad that we as a commission can, irrespective of the fact that most people who work here, also in this commission, come from Edo State. And we can stand before Nigerians and say this road is complete, this road has been done and is due for commission. It's very sad.
The NDDC inspection team noted that the NDDC contractor handling work on the 15-kilometer St. Saviour's Road had abandoned the project after collecting over 900 million naira. The negative impact the dilapidated road was having on the people in the area prompted Edo State government to re-award the road to another contractor.
The drainage that we are seeing now is done by the state government. The state government has now taken over this road. But NDDC had paid over 900 million for this road. Meanwhile, nothing was done, but in our records here, it says 25% and ongoing. Meanwhile, nothing. The state government has now taken it over from us. So we are calling on this contractor.
State government on the zone now. NDDC no come at all. NDDC come at all. Only Obaseki come and rescue us in this road.
The Benin Township roads, though completed, were observed to be substandard as the contractors did not adhere to NDDC-approved standards. The Limits Road was no better, as most parts of the completed road had after few months been washed away by erosion.
Most of the IPCs that I've received have come personally to see those roads for myself, and it's really sad. 99% failed the test, and people were just waiting to be paid, and it's very, very sad. And to think that our staff here would have been signing IPCs when the roads haven't even been started at all, and then the state government takes over the roads from us. It's quite embarrassing. Meanwhile, in our books, some of them are 77%, some are completed, some are 25%, when they haven't started. And I know Mr. President was right.
So it's almost like a record repeating grieves. The IMC finding out the same conditions in many contracts in different states. Contracts that are, payment is demanded and IPCs are submitted, not much has been done. I'm sure this is, really going to be very scary as the, verification committee moves around from state to state. But the interim management committee is determined that no matter what happens, contracts that are ongoing and are being well done will be looked after and seen to their logical conclusions. While the AMC was in Edo State, they couldn't stop being generous. They donated some medical equipment to the Edo State government.
The Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC), understanding the peculiar nature of the health challenges being faced by the Niger Deltans as a result of the effects of oil pollution arising from oil exploration and exploitation from the activities of oil companies in the region, which has negatively impacted on the environment, has stepped up efforts to assist state governments in the oil-producing states to take healthcare closer to the people. In this regard, the NDDC, as part of its contributions to the provision of quality healthcare in the Niger Delta region, recently presented some medical facilities to the government of Edo State. These facilities, which include a modular cold chain for the storage of vaccines, 4 waste disposal trucks, and 2 fully equipped and functional ambulances, were handed over by the acting managing director of the commission, Bene Dr. Joy Nunye, to the governor of Edo State, Governor Godwin Obaseki, at Government House in Benin City. While receiving the medical facilities, Governor Obaseki thanked the commission for the kind gesture, as he affirmed the support of the government and the people of Edo State for the Interim Management Committee to reposition the Niger Delta Development Commission.
We want to thank the new interim management, new acting managing director of NDDC, for this very kind gesture. I'm sure these were decisions that were made, before her tenure, but there was inaction. But with her coming on board, you can see a new momentum, you can see new energy. We're going to work with her to make sure that we all collectively reposition NDDC to meet its goals that it was set up to.
Obaseki noted that NDDC had performed below average, with the interim management committee now in place and the commission having learnt from their mistakes. He expects the new NDDC to now deliver on its mandate to the people of the Niger Delta, while insisting that the forensic audit ordered by President Muhammadu Buhari be carried out.
When NDDC does not fulfill its mandate, who suffers? The people in this region. And so we, the governors of the NDCC, have decided that we will work with the new acting managing director to reposition the corporation. And one of the key mandates for us is to make sure that a thorough forensic audit is undertaken on NDDC.
Earlier, the NDDC acting MD appealed that the donated facilities be used specifically for the people in the rural areas.
So Edo State is now richer with ambulances and waste disposal trucks and some vaccines to help in its health program. Other parts of the Niger Delta also needed some medical intervention. For example, some areas of Andoni in River State have been hit by cholera. The NDCC felt it should go there and see what it could do to help the state to cope.
As part of its contributions to assist in combating the cholera outbreak in some communities in River State, the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has donated drugs and medical supplies, including vaccines, to some affected communities currently experiencing the outbreak of the disease in Andoni local government area. Medical officials at the Model Primary Healthcare Center and members of Onyada Community Development Council received these essential medical consumables and vaccines at a brief ceremony held at the healthcare center in Oyada, one of the affected communities. This is part of efforts by the Niger Delta Development Commission to provide quality healthcare for the people of the Niger Delta, especially in the rural areas, even at short notice.
The quick intervention is the new drive in the NDDC, the new narrative. In the past, when we have cases like this, we take longer time to plan. When you have emergencies, you do not begin to write letters, you do not begin to plan for days and weeks before you bring things that are urgently needed. As soon as the managing director got the information last night, she instructed that we move immediately. And we are here, we have gone to so many communities from Ikuru town to here.
The NDDC medical supplies and vaccines, though delivered to the primary healthcare center in Uyada, are actually meant for all communities in Andoni local government area to assess for medical attention and treatment of the cholera disease whenever the need arises.
We will hand over what we have brought to the medical personnel and to the CDC so that any subsequent cases in any of the surrounding communities, these drugs are not meant for just one family, it's for everybody.
The intention behind this quick intervention by the NDDC in combating the cholera outbreak in the affected communities in Andoni local government area is to save lives of the people and make life more bearable for them.
We have been told that up to 4 persons have died in this community. That is quite sad. That is sad. You know, when the MD, the managing director, Mene Joy Nuni, got this report, she put aside every other thing that she had to do, and she immediately mobilized us to come here. That is why we are here today. You know, and we know that with this NDDC intervention, the continuous death will be averted.
These medical supplies will in no small way assist the medical officers in the affected communities in the prevention and treatment of the cholera disease, which has already claimed some lives in Oyada community alone.
You know what I'm saying? I'm even surprised. I want to appreciate the NDDC because this will go a long way to help us, to manage any case of cholera.
Good hygiene as well as the provision of the use of clean and portable drinking water are essential to checkmate the menace of the disease in these communities.
You know, here is a village, of course. That is why we want the government, especially the Nddc, that are here to actually see to the plight of this community by giving us a potable water so that it can reduce the cases of this outbreak of cholera.
The Nddc repositioning to perform better. The change agents are in place. The task has begun, reassessing priorities.
We're looking at rural development, and for me, it's about rural development.
We must do what is right. Whatever has been done wrong, we must correct it from here.
The president insists that every penny spent on any project in the Niger Delta must be well accounted for.
Identifying no-go areas.
And if you're going to be a contractor here, you have to build toilets for us. You're not just going to leave, take billions and walk away. We are interested in primary health. We're going to be able to say, these people need to stay alive and healthy.
Setting the standards.
And so I'm calling on all Niger Deltans to stand up to protect our region.
The support is coming from everywhere.
Well, we really want to assure you guys that I think we will support you.
We're going to give you every support that you need.
Take it serious and carry out the proper audit of NDDC.
We want to make people see the NDDC as a social, responsible corporate entity in the interest of the people of Niger Delta.
This is the dream of the people of the Niger Delta.
The Nddc repositioning to perform better.
The acting managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Benet Dr. Joy Nunye, says the commission is discussing with key stakeholders and potential partners to fine-tune strategies for boosting primary healthcare in the Niger Delta region. Nunye, who spoke during a courtesy visit by the President of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, PSN, Mazi Sam Onwabunwa, at the NDDC headquarters in Port Harcourt, stressed the importance of extending health facilities and services to the rural communities. She stated that the Niger Delta is persistently faced with health challenges due to the lack of quality healthcare facilities. The NDDC Chief Executive Officer observes that findings from recent inspections of health facilities in the region revealed the need to seek urgent collaboration to effectively tackle the inadequacies in the health sector.
We are happy to have you, and the first request that we would like is to see how your association and indeed pharmaceutical companies can assist the Commission to help us with medication in the primary healthcare centers, especially in the rural communities.
She appealed to organizations and individuals to make commitments to do something as a way of giving back to their communities, noting that such contributions could be in form of providing monopumps for water in the rural areas.
You will start the Charity Begins at Home program by giving monopumps to your community and starting the cleanup of your community. We're going to have a competition where all the Niger Delta villages will compete. The cleanest village in each state will be given an award, and the prizes would be, after having a needs assessment, would be to put developmental infrastructure in that village.
In his remarks, Mazi Onwabunwa assured that the PSN would support the NDDC to provide basic medicines for the primary healthcare centers.
Your proposition to be able to support you in trying to provide basic medicines for our primary health centers should be a noble desire, which I think the industry and the pharmacists in Nigeria will be willing to partner with you to bring it to be.
So although contract verification is going on, the NDDC must continue to do what it's set up to do, in spite of all that, helping to develop the Niger Delta. As we say, that's not going to be easy. However, every ear is down waiting for the final report of the contract verification committee so that eventually and finally the audit can happen. We'll be here to tell you how all that is shaping out. Join us same time next week.